Hey, Lamarck.
Good morning. It's 9 o'clock. You are listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We are in the middle of, well, it's not the middle. We are at the very beginning of a brand new adventure that we're going on. Myself, Curt, Pastor Josh, which I haven't talked to Pastor Josh today yet. We're going on a 21-day cleanse, a 21-day journey. I feel like this is something that our body needs.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I just had the shake, and I have to say it's pretty delicious.
Okay, I haven't made mine yet because I was waiting. Okay, so on the paper it says, okay, oh my gosh, Curt, settle down. I'm glad that the camera's not on you, but it looks like you're really enjoying that shake over there. All of the 21-day cleanse, like information, Dr. Chapa gave us like a couple printouts. It has all of the information like scheduled. This is what you do here. This is what you do there. So it doesn't really leave much room for error. But if anybody is going to mess this up, even though it's foolproof, it would be me and you. I guarantee it.
We're going to find a way. But I'm glad that he's coming in today in order to help us make sure that we're on the right track. You know, he did text me this morning at like 6 o'clock.
Yes.
And he said, hey, you know, I was thinking about doing like a 1-1-1 instead of a 3-3-3.
Yeah.
And I said, wait.
What does that mean? Wait, 1-1-1 what?
Of the cleanse.
Is that one of the pills or
just
a scoop?
one instead of three?
A capsule or a scoop? Okay.
The pills. You're supposed to know this.
You know, I figured the less I know, the better.
This guy.
That was my entire thinking behind it. And I did mention to you and Josh, I said, okay, guys, whenever we were getting in the car leaving Dr. Chapa's office, I said, okay, guys, y'all go ahead and read over the paperwork. Just let me know what to do. I'll be following y'all's instructions and following your lead. I'll see y'all later.
Is that why you texted this morning? You're like, okay, guys, I can't figure this out. I'm like, it's literally right in front of you. I'm looking at the same sheet that you're looking at.
It was my first time to look at the paper. It was literally my first time to look at the paper that had like all that stuff. Like I'd been looking at the ones that had, hey, you're allowed to eat this, eat this, stay away from this, stay away from this. But as far as this goes, I had it. And we just had an expert walk in studio. So that's something that I'm really excited about because you already did yours. But I
made my shake. It's delicious.
Yeah.
I ate it.
But you're done?
I'm done.
You finished?
Oh, yeah. Right away. Just chugging it. I could chug that
Nice.
all day long. Now I'm about
good.
ready to take all the pills.
Okay.
But I was saying, let me finish my story this morning.
All right.
Dr. Chapa sent me a text this morning. Mm-hmm. He goes, instead of doing the 3-3-3, do the 1-1-1 because I don't want you to get a headache. And my immediate thought was, man, he must think I'm weak.
Well,
he must think that I can't handle this cleanse. And so, you know what? I did two. I'm going to do two. I'm just going to try two, see where it goes.
He told me this story right before we went on the air. And I was like, okay, so the person overseeing this, literal doctor, nutritional expert, making sure we're getting healthy, has given you instruction, but you're like, nah, throwing it out the window. Curtsy knows best. I'm doubling up, baby. Let's go. That's what you're telling me happened.
Well, I kind of listened.
What do you mean you kind of listened? You did like 1.5 capsules?
I'm doing 2 instead of 3.
So you were going to do 3?
I was going to do 3, but then I was like, nah, I should probably listen to him just a little bit.
So you're thinking like Dr. Chapa was maybe saying like, no, only do 1-1-1, take 1-1-1 off of the 3-3-3. Just like simple math.
That's probably how I read that text message.
Yeah.
I'm about ready to take the pills though.
Go for it. So you're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. If this is your first time to join us, I would like to say good morning. If you have been listening to us from the very beginning, good morning. Thank you for joining us on Facebook. We're streaming live from Facebook. We're streaming live at KHEAradio.com all around the world. We're located at 601 Delaney Road in Lamarck, Texas, right in the middle of Galveston County. We do a lot of like restaurant visits and trips, and we posted a video yesterday that we actually filmed, I think, on Friday at Flippers. So there's a whole bunch of food. There's a whole bunch of food placed in front of me, and we had a video, and people asked me, did you finish all that food? Or like, did you need? And the answer is,
Yes.
That's why we're doing a cleanse.
Yes.
That's why
This is why we're doing the cleanse.
Yes.
Hey, but 13,000 views. We have 200 and some people already entered into the contest because you liked, shared, and commented.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still plenty of time to get in order to win that, but you have to go to our Facebook page. You have to click on the KHEA Radio's video of that flippers in order to win that gift card giveaway.
And here's the thing. We have 2 gift cards to give away. So
2 winners?
that means you have a double chance to win, as opposed to, if a giveaway if it only had 1. But go check that out whenever you have the opportunity. We are all about balance. We're trying to balance ourselves. Yeah, we've been eating a lot of really delicious food for a long, long time, and now we're trying to, okay, let's get our body reset. Let's make sure that our numbers look good, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a challenge. These 21 days are going to be a challenge. I'm up for it. I'm excited. Do you think you're going to be able to do it? Are you going to stumble, or you got this?
I was a little nervous last night as I was walking by McDonald's and looked in, and I smelled the sweet, juicy smell of 6 chicken nuggets that I ordered and then ate before I did this cleanse.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be okay. I think we're going to
got this.
I got these like frozen mango things, like this bag.
Chunks.
Yeah, it's like a bag of little small frozen mangoes, and I was like, "Oh, this will be like my fruit snack." I thought this was a good start. They didn't make it.
They didn't make what?
They didn't make it to today. The whole bag.
So you ate them yesterday before you even started it?
I did.
That's cool.
Chugged all of them.
Hey, it's a better snack than say chips or something fried. Health-wise, it may not necessarily be the number one thing you think of. And here's what I understand about eating healthy is that your body, just like you can get almost addicted to things, like people get addicted to nicotine, people get addicted to certain kinds of lifestyle or whatever. I feel like your body can get addicted to sugar. It can get addicted to eating certain things that you just like want and you crave. And so you stop drinking caffeine, you stop drinking soda. Why does my head hurt? Because your body's having some kind of withdrawal.
I did. Yesterday was the first day without caffeine. I kind of waited until Monday to start weaning myself off of caffeine.
That's not called weaning. That's just like you quit cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
Yes.
I was hurting last night. I had like headaches.
I'm gonna say
all night last night. It was bad. I was like, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
It's 8:00. I'm tired. Let's go to bed.
The show yesterday, I feel like you were hurting too. Like in the morning, like day one.
Just like day one was like, why am I need caffeine.
Yeah.
I need my Bang energy drink.
I stopped drinking caffeine on Thursday.
After we went and saw
Doctor. Because I feel good. I don't feel like, like my body's craving it. Like I didn't have headaches. I didn't have like, oh my gosh, I'm shaking or something. I didn't feel like that, but I do miss it. Would life be better with it? At this moment in time, I feel like yes. But after 21 days, maybe I'll have a different point of view. I don't know. Right now, it's 9:08. You're listening to KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now, we have Dr. Chapa in studio. We're getting set up. We're going to be able to share a bunch of information. What's going on? What is a 21-day cleanse? What are we detoxing? We're going to ask and find out all of this information. We're going to be bringing this information to you. Maybe you want to come on the journey with us or find out more information from Dr. Chapa. You're welcome to ask questions on our Facebook live feed. You're welcome to text us questions. Call us. We'll answer if we can.
That number is 346-704-1806, 346-704-1806. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Texas Chronicles History, Mystery, and Adventure. He just commented in about our flippers numbers on our video that we had, and he said, woohoo, that's Texas Chronicle kind of numbers. And I have to say, you know what, Joe? It's great numbers. Flippers video has great numbers, but we got a long ways to go before we hit Texas Chronicle kind of numbers.
Yeah, we need like 200,000 more views before we get to Texas Chronicle.
We're close. I mean, I'll take 13,000 any day. Anybody will. But
it's a great. Kurt, you edited that video and it looks good. It looks really good. Capturing like the frying in the pan with the fire and the po' boy and just getting set down. You know what? I want to see if we can go film a giveaway video on this cleanse and have a whole table full of food in front of me or whatever and still just like not be able to give in. I think I have that willpower. I could make a, I would
be
even
like, I'd be back there, you know, Gardy's not watching because I'm in the back and Gardy's not around. Let me grab some food.
Yeah. I would be able to do it. I know for a fact.
Yeah, it's going to be great for us. You know, if you still want to enter into that Flippers contest, then you're going to want to go and find our Facebook video. It's the top video on our Facebook page. You're just going to have to click it, like it, comment on it, share it out, and you are then entered in to win. We have 2 gift cards that we are giving away to Flippers Coastal Seafood. It's located in Dickinson, Texas, and we're so happy to be giving that stuff away.
I am too. And people ask me, like, is it good? Is it as good as it looks? The answer is yes.
The shrimp po' boy, I think, is my favorite. I really I chowed down on that.
You know, I noticed in that video I said we got crawfish po' boys, but you can only see like one po' boy in the thing, so it looks like I made a mistake, and I was like, I look like a fool. Why did I say? But if you were there, or if you saw like an outer view, whenever it pulls out, there's 2 po' boys, so I wasn't just being silly. Yeah. But go watch the video. Not right now. Wait till our live show's done, and then go check it out. But we want to go check out some other restaurants, even if we're on our 21-day journey, our 21-day detox cleanse, which I will say is probably much needed. I want to go check it out and see if we can do it. I'm going to even pick up something like, let's say we did a place like TJ Reed's or something like that, pick up a burger and act like I'm taking a bite, and then with movie magic, make it look like I did. And people won't know unless they're watching this segment right now.
So who's going to be your videographer? Because I do not have that willpower, and I don't think that's a good thing.
You'll have to wear a muzzle or something over your face. Literally, we'll sew your lips shut while we're there, and you'd be able to get it done.
That's funny.
You know, Flippers has salad. I remember whenever we were there was someone enjoying a salad, and I think we can have salad, but we need to find out what can actually go on the salad. For the first 10 days, I know there's no meat at all.
Yes, no meat. Dressing, there's certain kinds of dressing.
Yeah.
For tonight's, I bought everything for tonight's dinner.
Oh, you did?
Yesterday, yes. I went and bought, it's like the intro dinner. I'm bringing it up on
I thought you said you were going to burn down your apartment if you tried cooking one of these.
I'm still going to burn down my apartment, but the intro dinner, this one, I don't think that, this one doesn't require any kind of
skill. Yeah.
It's literally slice up lettuce in small shreds and cut all of the other ingredients and put it in the large board. However, the only thing that I didn't understand is I've never shopped for squash before in my life.
Okay.
And squash is big.
Well, it depends. What color?
Yellow.
Yellow squash?
I think it's spaghetti squash.
I always get squash and zucchini mixed up because whenever we cook, sometimes at the house, we'll cut up squash and zucchini and put them in the pan, and just, when they soft, they're good, man. It's really good.
So do I put the entire squash inside of the meal?
You would want to cut it up, I assume.
Yeah, but it's huge.
It's a vegetable. I feel like you could eat an entire squash and be like, where's more? Give me more squash.
And I hope
Sasquatch.
Oh, I never did find red pepper. One says one red bell pepper, and the other says one sliced red pepper. Yes. And I was like, is that the same? I just got one. I just kept it as one.
No, I think there's red pepper and then there's bell pepper, but bell peppers can be red and green. I don't know. This is stuff we need an expert. We don't know. We don't know what we're talking about. We need the people from Naked Nutrition to come back. I'm pretty sure they're out of town. It was either Shauna or Misty's birthday, and I saw that they were in Las Vegas. Must be nice. And then, we're here, starting this 21-day cleanse. I have a taco piñata in studio. That's the only taco I'll be able to touch.
Tacos.
You know, the first thing Curt said to me whenever he walked in the studio, I'm hungry. That's exactly how he said it.
We hadn't had our shake yet.
Yeah. Are you better now? Do you feel satisfied?
Yeah, actually, I do feel full. So that shake did fill you up.
Usually when you take something, it takes a little bit of time for your mind and your brain to get the sense of being full, or hey, I'm okay. Because I remember, just okay, if you eat something and if you're hungry, you'll keep eating, but you won't get that full filling until way after. And sometimes you're like, I ate way too much. Why did I do that? Because you should slow down when you eat. I do that. Sometimes I just scarf my food down because I'm hungry or it's good and I'm at a restaurant and they have a table full of delicious seafood. I don't know how I keep finding myself in these situations. And I'm just like, okay, if I start now and I eat really fast, I'll be able to finish all this food, and then Curt will not have any of it. And that just gives me like a pleasure. I don't know. It's like, it's the only, my joy. Right?
Yes.
The cool thing about that video is when they were setting stuff down, they kept bringing it out, setting it down for this video we were going to do. And Curt was like, oh, can I have a, and then like, as soon as he was like trying to grab a bite of something, they would set down another plate. So he kept having to get the shot and move.
You're like ate all of it before I even had my camera gear put away. And I was like, well, that food was delicious.
Yeah. We're just kidding, kind of.
If you don't know what we're talking about our video that is on our Facebook page about Flippers Coastal Seafood. We are giving away 2 $25 gift cards. All you have to do is like, share, and comment on that video. It's at the top of our page.
Yep.
Your odds are dwindling. There is like 294 entries already because there have been 294 shares.
I don't think you should say that. That sounds really bad.
Oh, but you can still have a chance to win.
It's the fear of loss.
I know.
People want to tune in whenever they know there's a fear of loss. So
Really?
yeah,
Interesting.
It's like a way to get people to jump on that. You should totally get up there. If there's only 100 spots left, dude, you're gonna miss out.
Yeah. So get
That's
in
true.
it. Get in while you can.
So that's Dr. Chapa. We got Dr. Chapa in studio. Right now, we're going to do a quick weather update, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with Dr. Chapa talking about everything that's going on with this 21-day cleanse. If you're watching on Facebook, you're going to get the behind the scenes with Dr. Chapa so you can know what we got ourselves into. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is the KHEA Radio Kickstart Weather Center, brought to you by Texas Chronicles, History, Mystery, and Adventure with Curtsy, the Cornless Casper.
It's currently 84 degrees right now in Lamarck, Texas. 87 is going to be the high today. It is going to be cloudy through the most part of today. 8:06 is your sunset. Your sunrise tomorrow morning is at 6:43. Wednesday, 90 and partly cloudy. Thursday, 89 and thunderstorms. And that's a look at your weather for the next couple of days.
Coming up next is Lauren Daigle on KHEA Radio 99.5.
His mic was...
I know, it's these, whenever the power reset, it's our, remember I was mentioning to you, let's see, go to edit, reset.
I heard it. Yeah, no corn. We saw that. It's for the birds.
And gasoline.
And, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, remember they used to
Ethanol.
think that was one of the things they started adding to it.
Talk, Chapa.
Can you hear me? Test.
Yeah, I fixed it. I fixed it. I fixed something. And I didn't need Scott this time. All right, let's see. I think I could still make it better. This is when I mess up. This is when you try a little too hard.
Don't try any harder. You fixed it. Cardi.
What did I do? I did setup.
So y'all still streaming?
Yes.
So you just stream through it all?
Yeah, we stream through everything.
Stream through it all.
They get behind the scene. Well, and
Everything.
unless-
Well, see, my guys are seeing that too.
Check,
and I'm going to tell them, Facebook, if you guys have any questions about detox, we're going to be talking about detox symptom patterns you weren't genetically born with, anything that you might be struggling with, just, shoot a message over. I just put up at 99.5 FM is where we're at, KHEA. KHEA Radio here at Abundant Life Church in Galveston County. So we're excited to be here. And if you guys got questions, tune in, ask questions, and be a part in any way possible. Yes, sir.
I have a
Taco
question.
Man.
So what is my process?
I'm going to start calling you Taco Tuesday right there.
Taco Tuesday.
That's good. I'll enjoy tacos. I did have a lot of tacos last week in preparation for this.
I'm going to let, I'm going to see if this thing, I can rotate this. I'm going to let my Facebook guys, y'all say hi.
What's up, Facebook?
What's up, Facebook?
Facebook be Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook meet Facebook. Look, there's another stream going on live right there. So,
Inception. Stream into stream.
oh yes,
so I
Inception.
have all this stuff, and I'm
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning.
wondering what is the right way to do this. So
Okay.
I take you mix these three together
Right,
in a blender bottle
right.
with water,
With water.
and then
I like cold water better than lukewarm water
okay.
when I'm doing shakes.
I thought about putting some ice in mine.
So how many ounces of water do I
to do
do I
that.
put in here for the 3?
So you'd put that whole bottle.
Put the whole bottle
Yeah.
in.
You might actually need even a little bit more, but you'll be fine for your first go at it. It'll be nice and thick.
Oh, I did like half my bottle of water.
Well, Kurt, that's why you should have waited to ask the doctor.
Hey, it was still tasty.
All right, and then scoop-wise, what are we talking here?
So you're gonna do 1 scoop of the Greens 8000.
Okay, that's this one.
Actually, I'm gonna put
recommended-
this on Facebook so these guys can see what's going on
All
here.
right, I put an entire Ozarka water bottle inside of my blender bottle, and this is the Greens 8000.
That should be also
And this is Gardy.
refrigerated.
He's one of the talk show hosts on KHEA Radio, and he is stumbling through his first ever detox experience. He's so excited.
I am excited.
And so we are just rocking the house this morning and teaching these guys how to live well, be well, and get well one bite at a time. What he's putting in his shake is a product called Greens 8000. It is 21 servings of fruits and vegetables packed into a powder. And he's making his breakfast actually right here in studio with all these electronics. He is
don't spill.
I won't spill
that would be a
the
part.
water.
That would be a party
The
foul.
powder's going everywhere.
The powder is going everywhere. Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't get on those keys and keyboards and dials. And
I don't think Scott's watching, so I
that
think you're
won't be
okay.
the worst
Yeah.
thing that's happened in here. As long as we have Kurt in here, he literally spilt coffee like on a soundboard or a switcher.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, upstairs in the TV booth
Okay.
during
Oh,
a service.
So
It was
I put
not.
one
pretty.
Greens 8000.
You're gonna put. You can do 1 or 2 scoops. I told you to do 2 scoops because you're doing more working out alongside the detox,
Okay.
and so you will need a little bit more of the
2
protein.
scoops.
Oh, I did only one.
Well, that's okay because you said you weren't working out, right?
Yeah, right now.
So if you're
in 21 days.
yeah, might be different.
Okay. So, and this is something that
So we'll talk about this one. So core support. This is another shake powder. This is going to be 99% of the amino acid profile of mother's milk. So you're going to get quite a few amino acids, essential amino acids.
Mother's milk.
And you're going to get support for balancing blood sugar. You're going to get support for helping the liver, kidneys, lymphatics, your digestive tract to function more effectively in detoxification, what we call phase 1 detoxification, where we convert fat soluble compounds into something that can be excreted, and fat soluble these constituents to be also excreted through our urine, our breathing patterns, our sweating patterns, as well as our pooping patterns. So everybody's favorite conversation in the morning.
Yay.
And then you're going to do 1 more scoop of this powder here. It's called GlutaShield.
GlutaShield.
This is 2,500 milligrams of L-glutamine, a few other little items for herbs for digestive support. But basically, as we get older, our digestive tract withers down and wears out. And so what this product does is supply amino acid that will seal up the gut lining and allow the digestive tract to be more protected from its external environment. Remember, from the perspective of food intake, we're a big tube from our mouth to our hiney. And so if an ant crawled in your mouth and went through your whole system, he never technically went inside your body. And that's a weird concept that I had to come to grips with when I was in school.
Just mix away.
It just mix away. Just one rule though: put your hand over there. You go, because the last thing you want is to see that powder go everywhere. You know, get all of your glasses. It just be another one of those party fouls. We just don't need that this morning. So anyway, so detoxification is huge. So the shakes are going to be a valuable tool for both you guys in making sure that you're rocking away this morning and throughout the whole program. You can do up to 3 a day, 4 a day in some cases, and but just to make sure that you regulate how much or assess how much energy you have throughout your day, because the shakes will help keep your blood sugar stable and things moving forward.
Okay.
It's good to go.
We did have a question on our Facebook page here. What do you recommend for someone with low hormones production?
Are we talking about testosterone? Are we talking about, in general, or Did
I
they
think
not
in
specify?
general, they
Okay.
didn't specify.
Are we back on air?
We're not over the air yet.
Okay.
We'll be here.
So basically,
minute.
whenever your hormones are not functioning like they're supposed to be, you have to ask why. So most of the time it's stress induced. Whenever you're running from a grizzly bear, the last thing that you want to do is stop and have a picnic, rest and digest, or procreate. So your body is going to not produce as many sex hormones as it would stress management hormones. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so one of the things that we have to do when we take patients that are really having a high level of stress, we assess their stress through surveys, through questions, and just, they know. I mean, they know that their body is under distress. And we go in and find that liver function directly impacts the health of a person's hormones. We know that their blood sugar directly affects their hormones. So the whole point of the detox is to create a rest and digest state of being. So
you
that
want to
your
go
body
on
can
right now?
heal.
We can go on air in 8 seconds. If you want to just go ahead and go on.
Yeah, what?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Right now it's 9:26. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We have Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio where we're getting all the information that we need to start this 21-day detox that me and Curt are going on strong. Dr. Chapa, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm fine as frog here. How are you guys doing?
Really good.
I like that.
Do frogs have hair?
No,
guess so.
exactly. That's because I'm so fine that hair is no longer on frogs or never has been. So yeah, so I'm excited to be here with you guys. I'm so proud of y'all for taking this plunge and getting into the detox. One of my Facebook listeners just said, "Hey, he's eating drinking a shake, a gluten-free shake, and of course a gluten-free breakfast taco hanging from your little microphone."
This is no gluten, 100% gluten-free, fat-free.
There's no gluten.
I don't know if there's
food in
any
it.
nutrients in that at all. It's paper mache.
Yeah.
Just don't tell our listeners.
That's right.
Is this processed food?
See, they always say that if you want make-believe health, the best way is to eat make-believe food.
That makes sense.
We did post a video that we stole from somebody else, but they literally had rice. They had rice, but then they had their tablet with like their meat and stuff in it, and they were swiping the picture as they were eating, so it looked like they were like they could see the picture of like real meat as they're just eating rice.
That's awesome. I saw a YouTube video where somebody was making the ultimate gluten-free, sugar-free snack, and it was a airless cupcake. And they went through the process of taking a glass dish and a spatula, and they would add make-believe.
Just like air, like
It was almost
one
like
cup
from-
of air.
Yeah, from what was that, Hook with Robin Williams?
Oh
With
yeah, Bangarang.
Yeah, Bangarang.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies. I remember seeing that in first grade in music class for some reason. But man, Hook.
Totally one of my faves.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
So what am I drinking right now?
So you're drinking three things: Greens 8000, GlutaShield, and Core Support. These are key factors in our detox program. And we have other shakes in the office that do different things, but this particular shake is designed to give your body energy. It's designed to give you the antioxidants and the phytonutrients from 21 servings of fruits and vegetables in a powder. Let your liver work like it's supposed to, blood sugar to be stable, amino acids for muscle growth and muscle building, and making sure that your body has the tools to excrete waste out of fat cells that you've been storing, or maybe your joints, or maybe even the brain. And we want to get these toxins out of your body as effectively as possible. And this is the first of the program in getting your detox program underway.
Awesome. And the way that I made this morning is the same way that I'll make it every time.
No, you can you can do. I'll send you in your cookbook that I sent you guys. You should have gotten some recipe ideas, or I can send you some other ones. But you could have taken a blender, maybe not in studio, might make a mess. But you could have dropped a half an avocado in that and made it creamy like a malt shake, and it would have tasted amazing.
Cool.
You could have done. You could add berries to it, and you could totally change up the way that you're making it, but in a simple, fast-paced, high-energy society, when people don't have time, quote unquote, to detox, what we try to do is to create a program that is functional with a busy lifestyle.
No, yeah, I'm totally fine drinking this 3 times a day. If that's the easiest thing, I would rather do that than like break out the blender.
It is 3 times a day.
We said 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And it's okay to make it this way every time.
But you're going to only want to do the Gluta Shield one time per day. So you're not going to put the Gluta Shield in every shake.
That's correct. But you could if you wanted to, but once a day is more than sufficient.
Okay, cool.
And so my kids actually call this chocolate gelato. And if we put ice in it, it's frozen chocolate gelato. So,
it's really tasty.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
You know, even if you put like cubes of ice in here, I think it would be good. Or like crushed ice from the fridge, because then you'd get some in the whenever you drink it and stuff. This is good. Okay, so we have some other supplements here. I have 4 boxes. Can you kind of walk me through what it is and how many of those do we take?
So we've got several ideas here. So these are from a company called Standard Process. 80% of everything from Standard Process is made and grown in Palmyra, Wisconsin. And getting to go up to this farm is absolutely life-changing, because these guys take 5 years minimum to get a crop field ready for growing these plants that will turn into these supplements one day. And some of these products take 370 plus days to make from seed to pill.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys have it down so well. They can track patterns in the insect world, where when the insects come into town, they lift off and fly out about the same time their harvest is coming up. So they have controlled pest issues that way. But the first thing and then probably the most important thing in y'all's regimen, it's a product called SP Cleanse. SP Cleanse is a product that is primarily herbs. It's juniper berries, red clover. It is designed to support what we call phase 1, phase 2 detoxification. And this is when you start purging trash out of the body, you almost have to have an access key. This is the access key. It goes in and unlocks the cells to release trash and debris that's been stuck in there because your body didn't feel safe to get it out. So these are toxins, and a toxin is anything that your body cannot use, anything that your body cannot manage well. And if it can't get it out of the body through, peeing, sweating, breathing, or pooping, then it's going to store it. And it stores it typically in our brain, and so that's why people have brain fog. Or it's going to store it in your joints, and how people have arthritis, or it's going to store it in our fat cells, and it's going to be why people have a hard time losing weight. And
how much of that do we take a day?
So you're going to be taking the first week. That's going to change, but week 1 we typically go 4, and 4 breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 4 capsules 3 times a day, and then the second week we do 7 3 times a day, and then the third week we drop downshift a little bit back to 3 3 times a day, and these 2 boxes will last you the whole
whole time. Awesome.
And then the second thing is gastrofiber. It's a fiber. It's a psyllium-based fiber, and it's to help move waste through the bowel. We do not want to be putting people through a detox program and ignore the exit channels. Your number 1 exit channel is your intestines, and your intestines should actually be what's called a fontanelle. And a fontanelle is basically a giant vacuum. Have you ever seen somebody vacuuming and the vacuum bag was full and it didn't suck up any trash or waste?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fontanelle in this case is your digestive tract. We want it to create a small sucking of trash out of the liver into that bowel, so you can move that waste through your body. And then the last thing that you're going to be taking is SP Green Food. SP Green Food is going to help support the lymphatics and supply more phytonutrients to make sure that your body has the tools it needs to balance those hormones that we talked about earlier. Some of these products are going to help get rid of estrogen dominance for patients that have estrogen dominance. And one of the key signs that women struggle with estrogen dominance is peach fuzz around the face, or even hair, unwanted hair in those sensitive areas around breast tissue, or they just feel like they can't lose weight. They sweat easy, night sweats, hot flashes.
Mm-hmm.
These are all indicators that estrogen buildup is too much, and these estrogens come from all places in society.
Okay, so you said take 4 of the SP Cleanse,
2 of the gastrofiber, and 2 of the SP Green Food.
Okay, so I'll take these right now. I'm going to open them up.
While you're doing that, I'm going to answer a question here, if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we got Mr. Dudley. He says, one question I can think for a moment is using activated charcoal after workouts to capture releasing toxins. How much charcoal can you take per pound of body weight? So what people do is they use activated charcoal or bentonite clay in order to detox their body. So I've never really thought about using charcoal or clay after a workout per se. I would typically be leaning more towards helping the body eliminate waste that comes from just muscle breakdown. And I guess charcoal could be a good use. I like the clay better. It's actually got more nutrients in it than the charcoal has. But to answer the question, charcoal per pound, I'm gonna have to think about that for a second. I've never really calculated it out in that way. So give me a second and I'll see if I can figure out that math calculation, Dudley.
Right now it's 9:35. We're talking to Dr. Aaron Chapa on KHEAradio.com. This is 99.5 FM.
Yeah, Dr. Chapa, the one thing that I was going to ask really fast. I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin the math for you.
Yeah, he's literally trying to work on something math-wise,
go ahead.
you just decide to ask a question.
No, I like questions.
I was going to continue.
He waved me off from talking and was like, just throw it to me.
This is important.
I got a question. Curtsy has something he needs to know right now.
No,
Mr. Dudley doesn't need an answer.
No, it's all right, Dudley. Dudley, he's patient. He knows that I'll get to him.
Okay, Curt.
I was just going to say, one of the things that we've also talked about before on the show, after a workout, because we've had people in who do some of the chirotherapy, the freezing off of the muscles, and that's one way that they're releasing those toxins as well after a workout. So I'd be interested to know kind of the difference between doing like a freeze after a workout versus doing like a charcoal.
I think the cryo is doing something else.
Oh, so what the cryo is doing, it's lymphatic. So it's actually primed to restrict blood flow and to freeze up movement in the body, and then you jump out because it brings your body to sub-zero temp.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
For several seconds, and when you get out of that environment, the blood flow opens back up. It's called thermal therapy, and you can do you can't. It's not quite as effective, but I mean, so for example, I was in a hotel this weekend in Orlando. I had a seminar up there, and in a hotel, there's all kinds of toxins that you're exposed to.
Yeah.
And I don't actually eat airplane food, so I was quite hungry because I didn't have anything to eat. I had a late flight, and so but the next morning I woke up a little stuffy in my head. So I did thermal therapy in the shower, ice cold shower water to hot, ice cold to hot, back and forth to tolerance. And you can take it to as extremes as you want. I've had people that will do it for 5 minutes on, 5 minutes warm. But I mean, I just kind of bounced it back and forth until it broke trash loose in my head. So what thermal therapy does, or cryo does, is it's that form of that will pump out things like lactic acid and things that build up as your tissues are breaking down in the gym, and you're getting more oxygen, more nutrients to the tissues post-workout for recovery.
Interesting. I just took all my pills, all my capsules. I feel good.
Is it weird? So I took all the pills probably about 30 minutes ago.
How many did you take?
Like the whole bottle.
You didn't take, you took a different amount than I did, didn't you?
Well, because he told me not to take as many as of the cleanse. And
I just had a feeling that you didn't listen to reason when I told you to not do caffeine last week. So I'm just trying to spare you the drama.
Yeah, because I waited until yesterday.
Especially after seeing that foot bath last week and how muddy the water was. I was like, he's really toxic.
Wow. No, I did it, but I have chills.
Right now?
Yeah, 20 minutes after. And I don't think I've ever sat in this radio booth and had chills before. So is that part of it?
That could be very much part of it. And that's a part that some of that's from the shake, not necessarily from the pills, but some of it's definitely from the SP cleanse.
Interesting.
And so do you feel like palpitation, agitation in your chest, or is it just chills throughout the body?
Chills throughout the body.
Yeah.
Almost just like a cold feeling.
So you will go through different feelings throughout the process, and all of it's relevant and all of it's good to ask, because you're learning what your body is going through. And most people have no awareness of what their body is trying to tell them. And so when you feel that, your body's internalizing and it's reaching deep into cellular toxicity and pulling trash out of your body that's been stuck there for years and years.
I already feel better. I feel like we can end this today. No, I'm just kidding. No.
We tried it. We did it once.
The 1 meal cleanse.
The one meal cleanse.
It was breakfast on a.
Hey, but and just on that note, you don't have to go to crazy extremes. Some people think that this is crazy and extreme. I think it's necessary. I mean, if you're not detoxing to some degree in the 21st century, you're missing a huge piece of your healthcare plan. And so you could just take and do what we call a 7 for 7, 7 ingredients, 7 vegetable fruit shakes per day. And that might be all you can tolerate because, one, you've never done it. You don't know exactly, or two, you don't think your blood sugar will tolerate it. But with you guys, I'm going to be right here with you guys throughout the whole process. I'm excited to walk y'all through it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've never done a cleanse. This will be my first one. I am excited. I think it will be challenging because it's going to kind of question the things that I normally do, the things that I'm used to doing, the things that I'm comfortable eating. And I'm comfortable eating barbacoa tacos. I'm comfortable eating brisket that's very moist and fat dripping off. I'm comfortable eating fried shrimp, fish, and po' boys. Not eating meat is not comfortable to me. But I also think it's important as a person to challenge yourself. It's an everyday thing, like eating food. It's very important to your body. Why not challenge yourself just to see if you can do something? That's why I tried doing Mondays. Hey, I'm going to start doing Mondays, no caffeine. Because
we're bad at that still.
Well, I forgot. There was one time where I forgot, but still, I was like, it's kind of like a challenge. I just want to see if I can do it. And this is like a really, really cool challenge. It's going to be 21 days, changing everything that I'm comfortable with and used to as far as eating and taking care of my body. So I'm excited to get this started.
Well, we got all of y'all's stats last week, so we're excited to see what does change. So
yeah.
What kind of goals have you thought about? Some of the other goals that you guys wanted to accomplish through this process?
I'm not going to burn down my apartment trying to cook healthy food.
You may learn, become an expert cook. That could be even a goal.
That's one of your secret superpowers.
I don't know, because I walked through the Walmart aisle and I was like, hey, I had to ask somebody, hey, where are the fruits and vegetables? Because I didn't know. I had no idea. And they're like, it's up in the front. I'm like, I'm back in the dessert aisle.
Okay, so let's talk about that a second. So right now, the average, the food that you want to be shopping for is on the perimeter of the store. Right now, there's about 3 trillion pounds of chemicals released in the air as of 2008. Our bodies are exposed to stuff all around, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we want to do is to not put toxins in our body as much as possible. Most of the processed food inside the aisles of the store are going to compound not just that breathing statistic, it's going to compound your digestive statistic of toxic exposure. And so you want to shop the perimeter of the store. When you shop the perimeter of the store, you'll find real food mostly, and things that at some point in time grew out of the ground. It swam in the sea. It crawled around or walked around on the ground or even flew. So when you eat food that at some point in time used to be alive, it had a face, it's going to be better for you. I was just talking to a guy recently, and we were having this conversation. Think about this. You have essential amino acids that come from animal proteins. You have essential fatty acids that come from vegetables. But there is no such thing as essential carbohydrates.
Yeah.
And so this idea that we need grains to function isn't entirely accurate. I mean, there's things in grains that we can benefit from, but at the ratios that we're putting in today, it's way too much.
I have a question. What about things like canned green beans or canned vegetables? If it's canned, I'm guessing there's sodium and salt added, and is it really that bad?
So, okay. The rule of thumb on how you're buying vegetables or even fruits for that matter is you always want to go organic, fresh if possible. Local is actually the best because you can almost control the people that are buying local are buying the top tier food source available. And then you got organic fresh at your supermarket. Then you got organic frozen, and then you got fresh conventional, and then we avoid canned food because a lot of canned food today. It does have a lot of preservatives in those cans. The cans typically can leach into the food that you're trying. Now, where do those cans come in value is whenever we're in a storm of life, so to speak, and we need food that is preserved in order to survive the famine.
Yeah. Like tuna fish. There was a time in my life where I literally ate tuna fish every day, and I got really lean, because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to lose weight, but it'll last forever, literally, forever, it seems like. And so whenever we have like a storm coming up, I was like, oh, I love tuna fish. I'll just eat a can of tuna fish.
Well, I mean, and that's good.
The purpose.
But we try. And again, there's value there, and there's a season for that. But I think at the end of the day, one other thing that I'll throw at both y'all since y'all got started: how much water y'all planning to drink today?
So
I brought 6 bottles.
Oh, good, nice.
I had a cup at home, which is pretty big. So before I left the house, I drank a cup and a half, and I was like, okay, my stomach's full. I can't drink anymore. And then I had that 16.9 ounces of water as well. So making an effort. Also, we're going to be striping the parking lot later. So I just wanted to drink water, make sure I'm hydrated.
Oh my, the whole parking lot?
Yeah,
that's the plan.
That's the plan. We got pharmaceuticals found in our water supply. We got endocrine disruptors found in packaged foods, in plastics, in detergents, in our beds even. There's a flame retardants in your bed mattress. So we're exposed to toxins everywhere, and you guys are about to go out in the parking lot on a detox and suck in
good or
paint
bad?
fumes.
I guess this is bad.
This is bad.
Okay. Well,
but it's good that y'all are serving.
But we were asked.
I commend you.
Like
we were told, we were volunteered.
We were asked, but like, it's something where you can't say like, nah, I'm good. But you're just like, hey, would you be able to? And it's like, of course, yeah, we'd love to. That's the kind of the answer and the serving and the attitude that goes on here at the radio station and at Abundant Life. So
that's awesome.
If there's a need, we're going to be out there.
No, I totally dig it.
And so to have it all done today.
And that's the plan. The whole parking lot done today, like brand new yellow stripe. Hey, if you're listening to this, maybe you don't have anything going on, come out here because there's actually crews that are out there working
right now. That's right. And so, and in favor of you guys, y'all started the detox at the right time. It's going to help y'all keep that stuff from locking into your tissues.
Awesome.
So
well, that's good. Hopefully we got some like organic yellow paint made from fresh lemons, bananas. I don't know. Did they do that? No.
I don't think so.
Oh, man. It's 9:46. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We have Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio. If you have a question, please feel free to ask on Facebook Live. Whether you're watching Dr. Chapa's Facebook Live, you're watching KHEA Radio's Facebook Live, let us know. What do you have going on? What can we get fixed? What answers can we answer for you? And I say we, I mean Dr. Chapa, because me and Curt, we're just trying to make it through day one. I feel great. I feel full. That drink that I had, the supplements that I had, I'm feeling good so far. So the way it's broken down, it looks like you eat 5 to 6 times per day. One, you have your drinks or your supplements and all that. So it's kind of like a protein shake and some other stuff. Tastes good. Mine's chocolate. Then in a couple hours, you have a snack. So Curt was kind of confused, I think, because it says fruit snack. And he was like, oh, you can have fruit snacks? Like he was actually
Gushers?
He wanted Gushers. He was thinking that he was going to get some Gushers, but I brought a banana.
Yesterday I did
can't do Gushers.
He was thinking fruit snacks because it says like fruit snack, and he kept
roll-ups?
And I was like, Curt, no, that does not mean. He was like, like the ones with the little stuff inside. I'm like, no,
you cannot. That is as synthetic as synthetic can be. You might want to go eat paint chips in the parking lot when y'all go stripe the outside instead of.
He's gonna be like, finally,
finally,
this is all my body wants.
I did see yesterday when I was walking through, and this is weird because it was the Oreo like crumbles that you could put on your salad.
Where did you go?
Healthy Oreo.
Oh, the salad aisle.
So Oreo.
Croutons.
So you should
Oreo
next time
croutons.
you see that, let's take a picture of the ingredients and analyze that. If you can find that on your phone, even that would be worth looking at. All right. So to answer Mr. Dudley's chart, so it's about 0.45 grams per pound of body weight. So as you're working out, that might be a way. I've never tested that, so I don't actually have a whole lot to say. I use activated charcoal as well as bentonite clay for other detoxes. At the end of this detox, one of the things we do after this is a 5-day activated charcoal cleanse on the GI tract alone. It pulls 10,000 times its weight trash out of your bowel so that you can any residue or debris that was left over after the detox, we suck that stuff out of there.
Okay. I have a couple questions. One being, let's say that I go to a place like Jason's Deli where they have a salad bar, or I go to Dickinson Barbecue, they have a salad bar. What am I allowed to eat on the salad bar, and is that okay? Like to go to a place like that?
Yeah. So remember, this is y'all's first detox experience. So we can tailor this and this conversation depending on, what your interests are, might change, or how many times you've done the detox, it might change. But I go to Jason's Deli all the time when I'm on a detox.
I love it.
It's easy and fast.
Yeah.
And now they even have a Salada, I think, that I just saw open up. Which is really awesome. If you've ever been to a Salada, they're fantastic.
We were actually trying to make our way there yesterday, but we went to the HEB because Curt was like, oh, it's over in this lot. We didn't go the other way around because we were going to tell him, hey, we're going on a cleanse. Maybe we can give away a gift card or something like that.
And absolutely.
To kind of promote them opening.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing. So if you guys are struggling with, generalized fatigue, poor circulation, chemical sensitivities, any type of bizarre, exotic, funky, weird dreams, allergies, hormone issues at all, night sweats, insomnia, these are all signs and symptoms that your body's breaking down in a way that you don't want it. So these are why you want to detox. And that's why we're doing this whole thing is to bring awareness to people that have symptom patterns they were not genetically born with and that don't want to suffer anymore. This is an easy way to do it. And you can easily eat out. So you can technically go, and you're going to love this, to Jason's Deli, and you can eat off the salad bar. Now, you can't do the beans and the proteins.
No croutons.
No croutons.
No cheese.
No cheese. So you're going to look sour cream. You're going to avoid those things. Avoid the creamy dressings. Because we don't want anything that can slow down the lymphatic tracts.
What kind of dressing could we do?
So the easy answer, it would be like your olive oil vinegars. And you could take even some of that jalapeno, the jalapeno mix they have at the end of the bar. Take some of that juice and spread it over the top. It makes it so nice and spicy. But you don't have to actually put the jalapenos in it. But you can put just enough to spice it up, and you will be more than satisfied with respect to your taste buds having a good time.
I'm going to have to try that. Okay, so I have another question as far as the food goes. So, okay, I had this shake. I don't know if I'll be hungry, in the next hour or two or before I'm going to have lunch. If I'm not hungry, do I force myself to eat like a snack? Like I brought a banana. Do I force myself or just like wait?
Listen to your body. Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure that you are eating at some point during the day because you need the fuel. But, you can totally, if you're not hungry and you want to just keep drinking water, right now, everything that we just took supplement-wise, so we took SP Cleanse, we took Gastrofiber, we took SP Green Food in this shake mix that we put together. What that's going to do is going to reach deep inside the cells, and it's going to purge trash out of your body. And so sometimes not having food in your gut is going to allow that stuff to be excreted out very effectively.
So, we also can do vegan stuff, right?
Yes.
You said wait 10 days to add meat back into
That's
the
right,
diet?
10 to 11 days. And so you guys sometimes want to go out to eat. Is there a Chipotle around here?
Yeah, there's Chipotle. Yeah, it's over off of Bay Area.
Oh, it's kind of far away. But, but that's a place, because I heard you say barbacoa, and I thought about, hey, that's the only place that I would ever eat barbacoa.
Yeah.
Is Chipotle.
Well, I like the bowl. Yeah, Chipotle has really good bowls, and then so does...
Phonetically, it's really Chipotle.
Is it? I don't know.
Chipotle.
It sounds like a dog.
Chipotle.
I want some chipotle.
Chipotle.
That sounds like a puppy.
But you could go over there and you could get their taco bowl or their burrito bowl with no rice, no beans, double up on the bell peppers and onions, get a side instead of the meat and rice and whatnot. You'll get they have a vinaigrette dressing that's very fantastic. 2 scoops of the salsa and their lettuce, as well as the guacamole. And it's, again, you're looking for things that will satisfy your needs calorie-wise, as well as convenience when you're out and about. Again, detox doesn't have to be restricted to the home.
I saw that guacamole was actually listed as one of the snack options, which I thought was kind of neat. Just have some guacamole.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, you could actually drop some avocado in a shake to make it creamy, give it a little extra
I
fat.
have to try that.
And then sometimes, even instead of just water, you could use coconut water in your shake. You could put coconut fat, coconut milk in your shake as well. So
here's another thing. So let's say for lunch today, I wanted to go to Naked Nutrition. I could get them to put one of their, I don't know if it'd be considered a shake or a smoothie, but one of their juices, just get them to blend up some vegetables and drink it and just get my food that way. Would that would work as well?
Absolutely a solution as well.
Awesome.
The whole idea is this is a 21-day vacation from all processed foods, processed sugars, processed chemicals that are found in a lot of energy drinks, that are found in a lot of what we call artificial rocket fuel. We shouldn't need rocket fuel to get our day started. We should be able to start our day with water. So, I start my day with 30 ounces of water every morning, minimum. So, and then I go about my morning routine, and then I have breakfast. Sometimes it's a smoothie, sometimes it's a shake like you just made, sometimes it's bacon and eggs. But on the detox, I stick to the veggie smoothies as well as my the shake option. So what I did this morning is I did a vegetable smoothie that had spinach and kale. It had half an orange, half a banana, a carrot, and about a cup of frozen peaches just to make it cold, coconut milk, and coconut water, and that was the breakfast. And then this afternoon, when I get done with the show with you guys, I'll go and do I'll do my shake that y'all just had.
Are you doing the 21 cleanse?
Yeah. You guys inspired me yet again. So I always look for reasons to do a detox. And so this will be number 39 for me. I've done 39 21-day fruits and vegetables fast. So 2 times a year, 42 days out of the year, I'm a true blue vegetarian. I don't actually add the protein back on day 10, 11. It is going to be all vegetables for the chopster for the next 21 days with you guys.
So if we go to a place that has like barbecue whenever we're off, would we be allowed to get like a turkey, or is that probably not a good idea, or chicken whenever we are allowed to eat meat, or no?
Oh, through the yeah. So you could go to like a barbecue restaurant, but the only thing you got to run into at barbecue restaurants is their dressings are always pre-made. And rightfully so, right? They're not a salad bar. And so they have those pre-made Italian dressings, and those pre-made Italian dressings typically have partially hydrogenated oil. And last time I was on the show, I was sharing with you guys 4 deadly food additives, and the 4 deadly food additives that you want to avoid in all food. So look for this on your labels, and that's going to be partially hydrogenated oil, artificial sugars like aspartame, Splenda, or sucralose, or saccharin, the pink stuff on your table, high fructose corn syrup, and MSG. If those are inside the ingredients that you're buying, you don't want it. And so a lot of times those pre-made dressings have those in there.
Okay.
But again, this is your first time to do it, so you don't have to be a purist. You're just wanting to eliminate the bulk of the waste. It's like, what's better, an apple or a Snickers bar, right? And it's obvious. And
Hungry?
So we want you guys to make more good decisions than jumping off the cliff and eating the Snickers.
Yeah, cool. Snickers, that's their whole marketing. It's like, hungry, why wait?
Hungry, why wait? That's right.
And then the person is like, oh, I'm so irritable. Okay, I got my chocolate, I got my sugar, I'm back to normal. And that's kind of reality for a lot of people all over the world. It's crazy.
Well, and it's good marketing. Marketing has convinced us that we don't have time to eat. And when you're rushing through a meal, how many people do you know that actually chew their food? Do you know how many times you're supposed to chew a food bolus every time you put it in your mouth?
Let me guess. Let's say like 12. 2.
Oh,
Kurt says 2. Kurt's inhaling food over here, guys. And
I do.
The po' boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Just swallow.
He could be in one of those hot dog eating contests.
He probably could.
If
he had cheese on, he would want to add cheese. It's like, okay, that's taking up room in your stomach. You need Rico's nacho cheese, like in the big tub.
See, stuff like that keeps people like me in business. So,
thanks, Rico's.
Yeah, that's right. So, I want to encourage people, if you guys are struggling in any area of your life, I just get excited because people need to know that there's options and solutions. We had patients coming in our open house yesterday, and they literally came in and inside of the consultation that we are offering, we had a free 15-minute consultation with one of our other nutritionists on staff, and inside of that visit, people were in tears because of the way they're being mismanaged and mistreated in medicine today. And it's because people are sick and tired of being sick and tired and only being offered more chemicals in the form of solutions. And so I'm offering you guys pills and stuff, but they're food in a bottle. Have you ever eaten juniper berries?
No, never tried it.
When's
as far as I know.
the last time you had alfalfa, Brussels sprouts?
Alfalfa, like from Little Rascals?
Yeah. But you didn't eat. That was an actual person.
Oh,
we're not going to eat alfalfa.
Wait, alfalfa is an actual vegetable?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
See, these are things I'm learning.
I knew it was, but I don't think I've ever had it. I feel like it looks like cilantro, kind of. Does it?
Yeah, kind of so.
Just like the green with the little stuff.
That's right.
I love cilantro.
Every time I've done a detox
on barbacoa.
Hey, it's cilantro and alfalfa make it a little bit more rich in nutrients. Every time I've done a detox, and this is something you could reach out for. You might. What foods do you not like?
Let's see. Kurt has a long list. Okay,
vegetable-wise.
I'm not a fan of beets. I'm not a fan of.
What's the purple one?
I think it's a beet.
Is that beet?
Radish?
Are we talking about the deep red?
I don't know. It's like
big, tall stem
slimy and I don't know.
Are you thinking it out of a can?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm more of in the produce section.
You have them at like Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
The purple
That's
and
like
there's
cranberry sauce.
You see what cranberry
sauce? That's like sugar.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that's like sugar that you would put on your turkey, right? And what we want people to do is that beets they're bitter, and some people say they taste like dirt, and they really do taste like dirt. But the way I get around beets is you shred them. But here's what I was going to say is that every detox that I've done, I've fallen in love with a new vegetable every time I've done it. One time it was mushrooms. One time it was tomatoes.
I like mushrooms.
One time it was beets. I got into beets. Now, and I'm still not a great, big, huge fan of beets. But if you shred them like you would cheese on top, it takes that bitterness away. And so that's a little cheat option. So be willing to try new food while you're going through this process, because the more nutrition that we drop into your palate, the more your palate will grow accustomed to these foods.
I remember you saying that as we get cleansed after this, we may even start to like taste different food, or was that with the echinacea shot, or there were some other things you were mentioning?
No, it's the detox, because what are we doing with the detox? We're adding more vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, phytochemicals for your body to use. And the less burdens that you're carrying, your body will store leftover minerals like zinc, for example. And zinc, once it comes to a saturation point in your body will store it in your taste buds, and it will change the way you appreciate textures in your mouth and flavor in your mouth. And remember, too, the detox is designed to force you to eat rich food. So I just had a question about, when you do a 21-day detox, is it just raw food that you're eating? No. I do eat a lot of raw foods on a detox, but some people's digestive tracts won't tolerate that. So we do cook, steam, grilled. We use any type of way that gets you guys to eat these new vegetables that you're putting in your body.
It's 10:02. You're listening to 99.5 FM, KHEA Radio.com. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We got Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio. We're streaming live on Facebook. Dr. Chapa streaming live on Facebook as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Make sure you go and like Dr. Aaron Chapa on Facebook as well, and ask any questions, because that's why we're talking to Dr. Chapa. We want to make sure that people are healthy, that they have the information that they should really have. It's a matter of just life, really, is what it boils down to. There's so much information floating out there, and we're trying to find out, how can you heal someone with food, with like natural food, real food, instead of going to the doctor again and getting prescribed another pill? Like, are there other options out there?
And so one of the things to consider is what food is. Food is medicine, right? Food's designed to make us whole and complete. And most people start their day with grains and carbohydrates. Coffee and stimulants, right? And then they energy drink it later that morning. And then they eat fast food at lunch. And then they have, candy bars and sodas in the mid-afternoon. And then they might have a decent dinner. Or maybe it's just more carbohydrates again. Most vegetarians that come and see me are the sickest patients that come into my office. And I think that's because most of them are carbitarians. They're eating the wrong vegetable-based foods. They're not vegetarians, vegetabilitarians. And so we try to get people to realize that what you eat's important, but what you don't eat is more important. So we have 4 deadly food additives we mentioned a second ago, and now we've got 4 foods that are the most allergy-laden, inflammatory-laden foods that people are consuming every day, and they're marketed to be healthy.
I was kind of along that same line, speaking of vegetarians, is I was I was at one point trying to go that way, and one of the friends that I had who was doing that as well, they would do Crustables that have like the peanut butter and jelly inside.
The Uncrustables, it's like comes in the frozen section and has the bread and they peanut butter and jelly squished, and then you just let it thaw.
And they were delicious.
Kurt
but I felt
Kurt was
like
telling me how healthy that he's like, this is healthy. It's a vegan option.
But I was gaining weight. I started eating those and I started gaining weight again. And I was like, what the heck? So I stopped. But it's funny because she's like, oh, that's vegan. I don't know.
Well, she wasn't necessarily doing it, I think, for the health, but more for the cause of the animals and stuff like that.
Yeah, and see, and there's lies the when people come in and say I'm a vegetarian, I ask the simple question, why? Why do you feel like that's the methodology for you to get well? And sometimes people have a reason like the animal safety and animal rights, and I've watched enough documentaries to know. I mean, I can make a case the other side of the amount of labor law issues that are being violated on just the vegetables that we're buying. So we could make that whole argument either way. It's just about which side of the fence you want to stay on, and but there is a balance. Your body needs amino acids. It needs fats. And we're putting in the wrong fats too often in our society. Anything that's pretty much fried in a lot of these oils that people are using at fast food restaurants or even at most conventional sit-down stays, they're not using quality oils. They're using just whatever cheap oil they can get their hands on. And when you're putting in some of these items, like margarine, for example, it's a form of butter. Do you remember the old Parquet commercials? They say, I don't even know if that's out there anymore, is it? Parquet. So. It goes Parquet butter, and they at the end they would say, "I can't believe it's not real butter."
I can't believe it's not butter.
And but it's not butter. It's one chemical reaction away from plastic, and so it's not healthy for your body. I mean, we were joking earlier about your piñata taco and eating paint chips in the parking lot, but they're probably in a lot of the processed food out there. There's more nutrition in the box than there is in the actual substance inside.
Wow, earlier you were talking about things that are fat. So people eating fat, and I guess it was in the 90s or I don't know, but growing up, everything was marketed as, hey, this is fat free. This is better. This is fat free. You're like, cut out the fat in your diet. You don't need any fat at all.
That's right.
Is that true? And what was the deal with that? And what are we finding out now?
So in the late 70s, this is actually really a fascinating conversation. We changed the food pyramid to reduce fat 5% off the recommended daily allowance. It went from like 20% down to 15% of your total calorie intake, and that created the entire shift in movement. That fat became demonized as causing high cholesterol, leading to strokes and heart attacks, which we have since proven very much so that cholesterol lowering drugs have no preventable step in preventing cardiac attacks or strokes. They even say it on the labels of the drugs that they're selling. And so fat was demonized and people were hungry. When you take the fat away, you're more hungry. And that's why when you go to a movie, you can buy the big popcorn and then go get the free refill and still eat that popcorn inside of your hour-and-a-half movie, because there's no access turn-off point. There's no satiation point where your body says that's enough. But fat won't let you overeat fat. If you ate 8 ounces of steak cubes, there's a cutoff, the law of diminishing returns. Mm-hmm. And so healthy fats, olive oil, coconut oil, butter, ghee, which is a more purified version of butter, lard, bacon grease, tallow, beef fats, duck fat, when we use these fats in our cooking at home, it creates a level of richness in the food. So now you're tasting things that you'll eat vegetables. And that's part of why kids don't like vegetables either, is they don't taste good because nobody knows how to cook them. Mm-hmm. And if we use good fats with our vegetable cooking as well as good healthy spices, you can make food fun and very easy. A spoonful of this and a sprinkle of this, and you're like gourmet chef. and people are like, wow, how'd you get that flavor? And you're like, yeah, look at me.
Yeah. You know, something else interesting about kids liking vegetables and not liking vegetables. So I have 2 kids. I have a son who's 5, and I have a daughter who's 1.5, like in a couple days or so. But they make videos on YouTube where it's kind of like vegetables are yuck. You know, that's like the whole thing. And I feel like that's terrible. That's teaching the kids like, hey, this is vegetables. Oh, come on, eat your vegetables. But they put it to songs where these kids are like pretty much singing like, I don't like vegetables. I don't like vegetables.
Isn't it?
It is. And it's wrong. My son, he loves vegetables. Like, I don't know why. I think it's because my mom would always make sure that he ate, like broccoli and cucumbers and just like eating this random stuff, and he'll eat it like it's candy or chips, and that's really cool. So my daughter, she's kind of different. Hey, do you want to try this broccoli? My son was like tearing it up, and she's still trying to figure out. But I'm like, oh man, I thought it was just gonna be so easy. Like, we just offered it to him, and they ate it. So
well, and just remember, any parent. I'm a parent. I got 4 kids at home, and we have our struggles too. I have kids that are okay eating food. I have kids that, fight us on it. I have kids that will try it. Really, all you have to do is be open to getting your kids to try the food at least once, at least twice. Because what happens is if they'll at least take a bite out of the food, 17 exposures to the palate, they'll like it and they'll grow accustomed to it. You've got 4 palates that drive your 5th palate. You have the salt, sour, sweet, and bitter palate. If those 4 palates are intact, which typically everybody's familiar with the salt, everybody's familiar with the sour, and everybody's familiar with the sugar. But like that echinacea shot we had at our office last week, that shot created a bitter sensation. And so if we taught you guys to do more bitters, what that would do is that would create the savory palate, the 5th palate. And that's where texture comes in. And so it's not just a matter of tasting good. It's got to feel good in your mouth. So anybody that you meet that has texture problems, they're typically telling you they don't have the 5 palates. And that comes through those other exercises.
Curt, would you say you have texture problems when it comes to food? I feel like you do. Like you say, like, I just don't like the way.
The texture. It's definitely the texture. If it's weird.
I'm trying to think what kind of foods there are. Because we've been out before. And
those
beans.
weird peanut butter.
I hate beans.
He doesn't like the
peanut butter jelly things he was eating other frozen foods.
I do love those. I love peanut butter.
But the texture of beans. So Curt does not like beans at all. Like refried, any kind of bean.
Yeah, just like the texture. No.
But that's the first thing, I guess, texture-wise. But there's other things too. Someone was asking me the other day, what all food does Curt not like? And I was like, there's a list this long, and I'm drawing a blank.
Oh no,
beans.
So
beans.
Yeah.
Anything slimy, like. No.
Beans aren't slimy.
Beans are slimy.
I don't know. I guess it depends what kind of beans.
Well, just a note on the whole concept of like, what are you guys going to be eating? 2 vegetables to 1 fruit. That's pretty much the golden rule whenever you're eating throughout your day. So if you have a banana, make sure that you throw in 2 veggies somewhere else.
Will do. And
like when we talk about broccoli with our kids, we used to call them little trees. Hey, you want a tree? And just make it fun for the kids too. And since you have kids, like incorporate them into what dad's doing because they're looking to you. I mean, they want to grow and be like you. Right now, you're the best mentor and encourager, spiritually for Jesus and for, lifestyle living. And it's important because the closer you guys get to your 30s and, hit that upper 30 echelon, you're really going to see all of these tools that I'm teaching you right now are going to really ring true later on.
I feel like this time in our lives, like me and Curt thinks I'm way older than him.
You're
a couple.
Like 3 years, 4 years older than me. That's old.
I'm like 2.5 years older than Curt, but I feel like we're kind of in that same bubble. But at this point in our lives, it's kind of like where you can start your routine. Like, how's it going to be for the rest of your life? As far as like diet goes, as far as like exercise goes, like what kind of patterns are you going to start making now? So that way, whenever you're 50,
in the decline,
60, are you going to be healthy, or are you going to be going to the doctor trying to figure out why is my joints, why is my hip, why is all this stuff going on? And I feel like this is the point in my life where I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel a couple creaks in my body I didn't feel when I was 18, 19, 21 years old. Now's the time where I need to start making these decisions. So whenever I get to be 55, 40, 50, however old, I'm not going to the doctor being like, Doc, What's wrong with me?
That's right.
What can I do? So it starts today.
And think about, and that's right. So what you do right now will influence the next 15 years of your life. And so there are people out there that seem to be able to just get away with whatever. They can eat whatever, they can drink whatever, and they have no symptoms, so to speak of. But for every one person that you know like that, there's 99 other people that are legitimately struggling with fatigue, brain fog. They can't remember why they walk into a room. They can't get out of bed in the morning. They can't fall asleep at night. And what we find is we've got solutions to helping the body, unwind at the end of a busy day so that your body is ready for rest. It's not as simple as I'm tired, I want to go to sleep. It's my body has dials and check engine lights to turn the volume switch on the day down so that you can go into a sleep cycle and heal.
Right now it's 10:14. I think we're going to take a quick break. Maybe take a look at the weather right now. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We're going to keep the live streams going. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you so much for taking the time. We don't take it for granted that you're joining us here today. We're talking to Dr. Aaron Chapa, all about health, all about wellness. We're starting a 21-day cleanse. Been drinking a lot of water. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is the KHEA Radio Kickstart Weather Center with your weatherman, Curty the Corn, Liz Casper.
It's currently 87 degrees right now in Lamarck, Texas. It is going to be cloudy for the most part today. Your sunset tonight is at 8:06. Your sunrise tomorrow morning is at 6:43. Wednesday, 90 degrees. Thursday, 90 and thunderstorms. Friday, also 90 and thunderstorms. And this weekend, possibly thunderstorms as well. So that's a look at your weather for the next couple of days.
I have to use the restroom.
Is that where everybody's going?
I don't know. I drink so much water.
Wait, I have to too.
Do you have to as well?
Yes. Should we just take a potty break?
No, just go. Here, talk to people. I'll be right back.
Literally everyone is leaving right now.
I have to pee so.
What just happened? Legit, what just happened? I have been left in this studio by myself. I'm just the technician. I'm not supposed to be on air very much. Actually, I am. What's up, guys? What's up, Facebook? I think Dr. Chapa's is still going right now anyways. If you are listening on Dr. Chapa's Facebook live stream, go ahead and check out KHEA Radio on our Facebook page. Like, comment, and share the Flippers video that's there for you to win a $25 gift card to Flippers Coastal Seafood in Dickinson, Texas. I'm interested to find out. There's these falafel balls that were at Walmart last night, and they say they're vegan. I was going to get some, but then I realized I can't do meat for the next 10 days. But when we do get to add back meat in the diet, I was hoping maybe they'd be able to help us with that when they do. I did, Russ, I did get my Jeep to the shop yesterday. They're going to be our guests on Thursday. Area 51 Auto will be coming in on Thursday. So if you have any vehicle questions you want, we're going to be talking dirt track racing. We're going to be talking fixing up cars, old classics. So if you are interested in cars, then Thursday is the show for you. Russ, my Jeep, ended up having to just needed a tune-up. It was like $200 some for a tune-up. That's what it was causing the shaking stuff. So there's still some issues that I still have with the vehicle. So I'm going to probably take it back to them. Like the air conditioning unit, when I turn on the AC, there's a weird rattling sound that happens. And then also the transmission issue is huge, I guess. It jitters as you're driving. So I haven't decided if I'm going to fix the transmission or just let it die. Because the car is only worth $2,000. So putting $1,000 into a $2,000 car might not be the best idea, but we'll see. I do really want a new vehicle, but I think fixing some of the issues that I'm having with it is probably the first step. Hey,
What's kicking?
everybody left. Gardy's I have to go now.
So I think maybe everybody's shake's starting to kick in. What do you think?
I've been shaking since about 9 o'clock.
So I've noticed you've been really quiet over there. So
I think it's the cleanse.
well, no, there's no question. You're going to feel stuff. And so I brought you another. Here, this will help with the shaking. And normally, these are all experiences. Now, is it uncomfortable shaking?
No, it's just I don't feel I don't feel where, like, I don't know, it's just different. It feels
Here you go. We definitely. Let me see one of y'all's sheets over there, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, bud.
what are those?
This is ribonucleic acid. It's good for you. It'll turn your brain back on for you.
Is your brain off again?
Maybe. I'm feeling a little
man.
foggy.
Kurt's brain's
I
been
think
on.
that's what it is. It is a foggy.
Hasn't he been more quiet this morning?
He's quiet. Yeah, sometimes. Yesterday,
Mr. Fleming says, give him a taco, he'll stop shaking.
just give me the Snickers bar.
Give me the taco. You know, when we go through these processes, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, and just recognize the journey. You know, one of the things that that I go through every time I do this process, it's a form of fasting. I mean, you know, when Jesus went out in the wilderness to fast for 40 days and 40 nights, who went with him? Nobody.
Just him, yeah.
And he was on a water fast. You can't do a extended stay, you know, hardcore fast. Most people.
The devil even showed up. That's
right. That's right. That's how bad it's going to get. The devil's going to show up. And so this is a form of modern day fasting where you're fasting from what? Processed foods. You're fasting from, you know, things that you normally eat and we're taking away. And now we're putting in things to help drive trash out of your body. So you're going to feel.
You want to go back on 15 seconds?
Sure. Thanks, Fleming. That's awesome.
Let's talk about that. Kurt's brain being off and the wilderness with Jesus.
Yeah, open it up.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's 10:21. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We got Dr. Aaron Chapa in studio. Kurt has some pills in front of him, direct quote, to turn his brain back on. Apparently it's off. What's going on, man?
I don't know. Since about 9 o'clock, just since I've taken everything and done everything, my body is like, it's acting a little different than what it did. But I think that's a good sign that this is actually going to work. I mean, I'm excited to see like day 2, day 3, day 20.
He's already looking forward to the next day because he wants this experience to stop.
He's looking forward to day 21, 22 rather.
Day 22. I've already got planned out. I got my stops made. I'm going to go to KFC, get the mac and cheese.
Is that a good idea?
No,
so let me ask you, do you think that's a good idea?
No, it's not going to be a good idea.
I feel like your stomach wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah, what typically happens is when we take people through a detox program, or in not even in our office, if it's okay, you know, if you guys want consultations, if you want to find out more about our office, call us at 281-554-8600 or go to our website at justlivewell.com. We got tons of great health information available up there that can help you. But if you're suffering with symptom patterns that you weren't genetically born with, that's a good reason to reach out and find out, you know, what we can do to help you get on the right track. Because this detox thing, it's no joke. I mean, it's a real experience. And, you know, I had a patient come in with a detox that she got from somebody at her work that had no label. That's not the kind of detox that I'm talking about. This is we have trusted this. You got something?
Yeah, we got.
I wonder if somebody has a question.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Just answer it and let's see what's happening.
This is Curt with KHEA Radio.
Maybe screen it first.
Yes, this is the number.
We got a question.
Oh, cool.
So, go ahead. Yeah.
Turn on.
What's the question?
I just caught the middle of your broadcast,
Yes.
and I have a question about sugar cravings.
Sugar cravings. Okay.
I know a lot of people struggle with sugar cravings, and I have a 15-year-old kind of interesting, had ear surgery about a year ago. Prior to that, he was eating pretty healthy, but after the surgery, he has crazy sugar cravings now. And I was just wondering is there any suggestions on how to help him curb those sugar cravings?
So what was your name?
Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. My name's Dr. Aaron Chapa, and I'm glad you called in. Thanks for doing that. So did he have like adenoid surgery? Did he, what kind of surgery did he have? Did just earache repair? I mean, like he had a busted eardrum, or what's going on?
He had chronic sinus infections when he was younger. At the time, we didn't realize he had food allergies. We then discovered he had dairy and soy and wheat and gluten allergies. So we removed those things from his diet, and he's been pretty healthy since then. But prior to realizing he had the food allergies, he had surgery 5 times for tubes.
Uh-huh.
And that constant surgery caused just problems down the road. So they went in to reconstruct part of his eardrum, and they told us when they cut the back of his ear that it could cause some change in his taste buds, or possibly a loss in his taste buds.
Got it.
And that didn't seem to happen, but he started craving sugar a lot in the subsequent months and has continued to crave sugar since then.
So what typically happens in this case when we have chronic sinusitis, chronic earaches, chronic infections that are in what we call the high lymph, anything in the collarbones and toward your head, we look at the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is congested and clogged up. And so you nailed it. Wheat, dairy, corn, soy, those are the 4 food groups that we just talked about a moment ago about removing out of the diet. And so you guys have already done that. When the surgery happened, I don't know if the surgery was the catalyst, maybe more of a catalyst, not necessarily an underlying, cause.
He's 15 now, so the teen years.
Yeah, so he's, hormones are going crazy, and he's trying to just process life. But here's the thing with the sugar cravings is we've got to get more fats into his diet, and fats would come through the cooking. Do you guys cook at the house?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so we mentioned a couple good fats a moment ago. You could just cook with, coconut oil or duck fat or ghee or any bacon grease. Reuse that stuff like we used to back in the day, and put that into some of your cooking routines. And I even make chicken broth at home. Like we'll take the rotisserie chickens that you get at a store, and we'll organic ones if we can when we do this, and we will put a gallon of water, 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, onions, celery, carrots, and the whole chicken bones and skin, and we will boil that at a small simmer for about 8 hours if you don't have an Instapot, or 90 minutes if you have an Instapot, and you will make perfect bone broth. And you can add bone broth cubes. We freeze them to any vegetable dish and or any meat dish, and it will make the meals more hearty, rich, and he'll be more satisfied. But then you've got to provide him with healthy snack options. He's craving sugar mainly because, in this case, because of his age, I'm thinking, and the history, his adrenal glands are in distress, which those are direct correlation to balancing out his blood sugar as possible. It's kind of a etchy subject to talk about on the airway, but it sounds like with all the stuff he's gone through, it sounds like classic chemical toxicity issues, like vaccine injuries or processed food that has high levels of chemicals, pesticides in and around y'all's environment that he's being exposed to, that he's sensitive to chemicals that are stressing out his liver, which are stressing out his adrenal glands, which are messing up his blood sugar. And if we come at it with food and we strengthen his stress management system through his adrenals and balance out his liver a little bit, it could be, he probably won't eat beets, like these guys here in the studio don't like beets.
Yuck.
But we have supplements that are basically beets from a perspective of help whenever you're dealing with that kind of stuff, that he won't have to taste it, so to speak, but he can get the value.
Hey, Jenny, thanks for calling. Do you have any other questions for Dr. Chapa?
No, that's very helpful, and I think, I and my husband also, we like sugar, like most adults.
Right.
So,
Good.
that's very helpful for the whole family across the board.
And that's why we have this radio station. We wanted just to bring value and truth to the people out there. So thanks so much, Jenny, for tuning in.
Awesome. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. If you have any questions, maybe you should share this video out, because there's probably, I would say, at least half of the people on your friends' Facebook list or more are probably dealing with some of the things that we're talking about here today. Thank you for listening to Kickstart. We're on every weekday, 9 to 11. Right now it's 10:29. We're talking to Dr. Aaron Chapa. Maybe I have a little bit of brain fog too. I have Kurt's pills over here to turn his brain back on, but we're trying to find him some water.
We're gonna hook you up.
No, I'm okay. I was just kidding. I was just stumbling over my words.
See, when you're with Dr. Chapa, I'll always take care of you, man. We've got all kinds of solutions to help you guys out.
All right.
Real quick, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about y'all's cleansing diet, because I know that people don't realize. Have you ever had Brussels sprouts?
I think so. Yes.
Kurt, do you know what a Brussels sprout is?
No. Can you?
It looks like a small cabbage head, and literally, it's the
Is it
size
white?
of a silver,
it's like a circle.
like
It's a circle. Yeah.
oval circle, and but it looks like a mini cabbage head.
Yeah.
And one of the simplest ways to cook it is people steam it, but it smells funny. So for you guys, what I'm going to recommend is throw some diced onions, which they sell diced onions already pre-diced at the grocery store. And this is going to sound crazy, but just like I was just telling her, no, Kurt, that's not what you want.
Oh.
He's looking at a website that's got Brussels sprouts and cheese. Of course he would. He's like, Dr. Chapa, I found a solution. But you put onions and you saute them in avocado oil or coconut oil, or if you have to, olive oil. And once they become kind of a clear color, what you want to do is you want to throw some bacon in with it. Now, you don't want to cut the bacon up because you're not going to eat the bacon, but you're just going to get the fat out of it.
Nice.
Okay? And then you're going to slice up the cabbage heads into little medallions, like little, quarter, eighth of an inch thick, and throw those in and let all that saute together and cook together. And you'll have to add a little bit more oil. You'll probably wound up doing, about an eighth of a cup of oil throughout that whole process, maybe a little less, but you just add to it. If it's too oily, back it off. If it's not oily enough, add a little more. And then put some spices, Mediterranean spices that you can get. That is something inside the aisles that we normally don't talk about. But they Simply Organics has a really good brand. It's a Mediterranean spice that is heaven. And when you put all that together, the Brussels sprouts are one of the most metabolically active liver foods you can take behind beets. So beets are by far the most important, right? Carrots are very important. Raw, cooked, steamed, grilled, but more on the raw side. The more raw you can eat food, the better. But in this case, we're trying to give you guys some ideas and solutions on making easy dishes at home that won't require, a degree in cooking.
Yeah, that's funny.
So that's just
culinary.
What you got over there?
I need to use the restroom.
Go ahead, be our guest. No, I already had to go. We had to take a break.
That's why we had a break.
Knock
like
yourself
5
out.
minutes
I couldn't.
ago.
I had to stay here and make sure that the station didn't explode.
Find some bottles of water too, so we can take these brain pills. Turn them back on. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM.
We're gonna keep talking about vegetables. Yeah. So
we're talking about. You were mentioning diced onions. I happen to eat a lot of onions. And that's because I put them on my barbacoa taco. You put cilantro and onions on your barbacoa taco. And so I have onions in my fridge, like half one's diced up because I diced up the other one. So I'm already there. I just need to take the meat out.
Well, and so, yeah, that's true. And you did. I did. By the way, onions and garlic are great products to help also detoxify your lymphatic system in your liver. So again, some of these foods that you're already familiar with that people do indulge in, they're really good for you. Yeah. And so like asparagus, great kidney detoxifier. People don't realize that your vegetables do these things to the body. I was doing a gallbladder flush and a liver flush. And I've done about 18 of these. They're a 5-day program that we offer in our office. And this program, I've passed over 300 gallstones and I've never had a symptom. And I was talking to a buddy from high school one time, and he goes, dude, you need to be really careful. You could like really injure yourself. And I'm because with, you know, and I'm thinking, yeah, probably not. With the amount of things we did in high school, that's probably not exactly true. We probably could have hurt ourselves then more than now. And because this program was primarily an apples diet. And, you know, and so I use diets like tools. I'm using this detox as a tool. So whatever symptom patterns people are dealing with, they can't get through their day, that afternoon crash between, you know, 1 and 3:30. We use food to substitute the need. So we listen, hey, I'm getting tired. So what is my body needing? It's asking for maybe more fuel. A shake could be a quick, easy option. Or we go to these raw or slightly cooked vegetables.
You know, yesterday we put a call out there for any mechanics in the area because Kurt's car was having some issues. It was kind of like doing this kick thing. So we went and took it to a place called Area 51 in Lamarck off of 146. And they did a tune-up on his car because it was having those issues. So I'm kind of seeing the parallels. You just listen. You have to listen and see how it's driving. You know how it's supposed to drive. Something's not right. At some point, I guess someone goes to you. You're like a mechanic for the body.
That's right.
What issues are you having? What was it doing? Because they asked Kurt, what's it doing? What's it doing? Okay, well, when was the last time you did this? Have you tried this? No. The oil change? What's an oil change? You know?
That's right.
So kind of with your body and these different things that you are kind of walking us through, like you use diets as the tools to be able to get the results that we want.
And we use good question and answer surveys. So like, here's one of the things that people don't realize. I work with a lot of neurology guys in this field that do functional neurology as well as functional nutrition. And they say that surveys for the brain are more powerful than some of the brain tests that are available out there, you know, because symptom patterns drive are showing up because there's a glitch somewhere. There's a check engine light. They are a check engine light. And so we ask lots of questions. We do lots of blood work. We do lots of saliva studies and stool samples. And we try really hard to get to the underlying cause of why your body is breaking down and what you can do to feel better, be better, and live better. And that's what our mission was, is to find out why people aren't functioning at their best. And this detox, when it was proposed to me because a friend of ours had cervical cancer. And she was told at 24 that she would never have kids. They were going to pull her uterus out. And, you know, it was going to be a big, you know, mess. And in 21 days, she went back in for a follow-up test and had no cancer.
That's
now,
awesome.
And it's amazing. Now, I'm not
24?
She was 24 years old, cervical cancer. So when I got into this field, you know, 35 to 55 was kind of the demographic for people to say what you said earlier about having cricks and pains and stuff in their body they didn't used to have. And now it's more 25 and 20. I've even got 18-year-olds that are coming in that are experiencing things they aren't comfortable with.
Do you think that's because of technology? Do you think that's because of, you know, processed food? It's just a mixture of everything, or why is that? I mean, people are sitting down more. People are looking down. You know, if you look at the restaurant, at the table, you know, I'm watching a video, or I'm watching Kurt on Facebook. You know,
That's right.
You're probably doing it now as you watch.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening.
Yeah,
thank you for listening,
so
watching.
much.
Don't turn it off.
KHEA Radio. Make sure you're tuning in. So here's the thing: is it's all of it. So we're in a world right now where you can't go anywhere. You can't even drive down the road without your cell phone looking for Wi-Fi.
Right.
And so what we're finding is that this is a huge experiment. It's the largest biological experiment going on the planet right now is cellular Wi-Fi, and there are parts of Europe that don't allow Wi-Fi or children under 13 to be using cell phones because of the amount of brain damage or brain cancers that are prevalent in these from cell phone use. You know? And so there is a problem there. Then you compound that with most people are stressed out. They're running and gunning. They can't, you know, keep up with their work schedule. And we can all get sucked into this. We all have to manage our self-assessment status. So I have quizzes on my website, justlivewell.com. They're easy quizzes. They're 5-10 questions, and they're designed to just quick surveys on digestive health, because 80% of all life starts and stops in your digestive tract. 80%. If you focus on one thing, your digestive tract. And that's one of the things that this program does that I have you guys doing. The Ultimate Detox program is huge for the GI tract.
What are the signs that you are having issues with your digestive tract? What are the signals, the warnings?
Headaches, classic. We've even seen just the standard belly pain. acid reflux, indigestion. If you're constipated, if you're not pooping 2 to 3 times a day, particularly earlier in the day, you should have your largest bowel movement between 5 and 7 a.m. And if you're not, you're late. That means you're carrying around extra load of cinder blocks that you don't need to be toting around throughout the day. And so, it could be just standard belly pain. It could be just that general feeling of malaise. I feel really tired, and I don't know if I can make it through this radio show. Kurt's struggling. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No,
Just
he's
kidding.
he's chowing down some fruit over there. Is that a good snack for him to have?
Let's see what's
Fruit
he got.
snacks.
Yeah. So he's rocking and rolling. He's got some pineapple, some melon, some cantaloupe, and some grapes. And just remember, we want to also throw in 2-to-1 ratio vegetables to fruit. So
My lunch is I just have a salad.
oh, perfect.
So
yeah,
I
go
thought,
catch up.
do the fruit for the snack
Earlier in the day.
and then hit this.
What kind of salad are we
vegetables.
talking about?
Well, before there, the general rule on the fruit is more of a detoxifier, detox early in the day, and the vegetables to heal the body. So yeah, what kind of salad you got?
I just grabbed a bag of lettuce. That's it, and I was just gonna do
You're
that.
just gonna literally eat.
eat the greens. That's what's up.
Yeah, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't.
Touche.
So inside of the cookbook that I emailed you, there is great salads. My wife's like an excellent salad maker, so she put some of her ideas down on how to create good salads and stuff.
I'm
like that.
intrigued to try the dinner tonight. I'm gonna try every night to make what's on there because there's 21 days, there's 21 dinners on here. So every day I'm gonna try to do the exact same thing that they're asking. So I'm gonna go
The
through.
butternut squash soup is amazing.
You know
I'm
what?
excited for the pizza spaghetti or the
Oh
pizza,
yeah, the spaghetti squash.
the spaghetti squash tomorrow night.
There's 3 things on the spaghetti squash. Did you have something, Gardy?
Well, all I was gonna say is I'm not looking forward to seeing Kurt's Snapchat tonight because anytime he does anything like cooking wise, and this is the caption he always puts up on there,
Hashtag wife me.
it's gonna say "wife me." Like,
Wife me
yes,
instead
that's
of
what he
like me?
always puts. Like he's cooking and he's like "wife me," and it's like, Kurt, I could reach through this phone. I would take my hand and just pop it on the back of your head, reach it back out. That's all I was gonna say. I'm not looking forward to
I'm
21
gonna send
days
it
of wife
just to
me.
you every day, every night. You're like, oh, this is the Snapchat,
Uninstalling Snapchat, deleting.
the true cleanse.
Yes.
Yeah.
For real.
Technological cleanse. We're doing that right now with our kids. No video games for 30 days.
Ooh, how do
Yeah.
they like that?
They're not happy.
I hated that.
But you know what? Here's the deal. That at nighttime, and we're trying to get them they unwind much easier because they're not all loaded up on technological crazy from the screens, and they don't need it. They need to go outside and play. They're young. They got plenty of time to sit down and play video games and sit behind a desk sometime.
My dad would take away video games, and I would find a way to still play video games.
So what we did is all the neighbor friends and the friends down the street, all of us that they play with are all in cahoots.
Same
the
time.
parents. So all of us have taken the video games in 4 different families.
The worst.
Ooh,
So we're like hardcore over
Ooh,
here.
yeah,
so.
can't go to the neighbors and go and play.
That's right, because that's how
Wow.
they would do it. And that's how you probably did it.
I did. I would go to the neighbors. Yeah.
Wow. What's funny, like now a lot of the games are just like portable, or you can play it on your cell phone, or like and the Nintendo Switch, you can like play it and then you take it out and you can just play the same game there. It's just kind of interesting.
All right. So what other are there any foods that you're curious about? Like you mentioned earlier about radishes and what to do with the radish.
I was
And-
interesting. Yeah, radishes is but what I was thinking was like yesterday when I was walking, because I went to Walmart yesterday to get my groceries. I didn't know like some of the packages and stuff what to avoid.
Like what kind of packages are
Yeah.
you looking like? Prepackaged vegetable stuff or what? Yeah. Or what
Yeah,
were you
like,
thinking?
Like this. Let me see if I can find it. I saw this Yevis. It's called a Yevis veggie cuisine, and they had like these falafel balls, which I know we can't do meat until after day 10.
Right.
But
Falafel balls.
Are they fried?
Yeah. See if you can pull up the ingredients on
the ingredients say chickpeas, water, onions, cannoli oil, parsley, carrots, spices, garlic, vinegar, modified cellulose, salt, lime, juice, concentrate, sodium bicarbonate, a lot of ones I can't say, carcinogen,
Carrageenan.
and then caramel.
Caramel color.
Caramel color.
Contains mustard, also not suitable for consumption by persons with allergies to soy, eggs, or milk.
So there you go. It has soy, eggs, and milk. We're not allowed to have.
And look at read those top 5 ingredients again.
Chickpeas, water, onions, cannoli oil, and parsley.
Okay, so the canola oil is what we call con oil. You know, like the greatest con, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a trickster oil. It's not a healthy oil. It's not good for your body. And definitely, you know, it's in the form of partially hydrogenated oil. It comes from rapeseed, which is a 100% genetically engineered in Canada, which means it's a contaminated oil. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for me. And we don't need to be consuming that. And so it doesn't, I mean, is it the end of the world? No, chickpeas are not bad. You're better off just buying hummus at the grocery store. Hummus is it'd be like a bean dip.
So we can eat hummus?
You can technically eat hummus, but it is higher in the carb department.
Okay.
And but it's not
hummus.
It's not a deal breaker by any stretch.
Like vegetables and hummus.
Totally.
Like when we go, I've been to restaurants before, and they'll bring out like the pita thing, and then but they also do like
a
carrots,
Greek restaurant and stuff like that.
Yeah, and cucumbers and different things. You can dip it in there, and it's really good.
You know, the one thing that with this though that I find is intriguing is if I saw this, I'm thinking this is healthy. I'm grabbing this and I'm cooking it and I'm walking around and saying, "Oh, I'm eating healthy."
That's right.
But it's not. You know, it says gluten free. It says vegan on it.
But you also
And
thought
it's in the vegetable
the
aisle.
Uncrustables and like your health cookies and like all this other stuff. You're like, no, it's healthy. And I'm like, Kurt, I don't know if it's necessarily healthy. It's marketed as healthy, but you're like, no, it's total. Well, not the Uncrustables aren't even marketed as healthy. And you were like 100% convinced up and down on our weight loss
Remember,
challenge.
on your sheets that I'm going to give you, it says partially hydrogenated oil, canola oil. See, it says no canola oil, no corn oil, cottonseed oil, margarine, soybean oil, which I think it's got soy in there too, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And so these are things that we don't want. But then underneath that, it says consume plenty of the fats below. Butter, unsalted or salted. By the way, you got to go buy KHEA Gold butter. It's in that metallic wrapper. Oh, of course.
Just right out of the.
You can just eat it straight.
He's like, what?
Silence. Like we just like silence the radio. They're like,
because we were talking about butternut squash yesterday, and someone was like, hey, you know, it's not just like butter, some nuts, and then
no, it's butter. It's like, that's the name of it. It's and so there's several different squashes in there. The butternut soup that's in our cookbook is heaven. You will love it.
What kind of butter did you say? What was the brand?
KHEA Gold butter. It's got a metallic wrapper, and it is so good.
Are you saying Carrie or Terry?
KHEA with a K. Sorry. KERRY.
KHEA Gold.
KHEA Gold butter.
I just want to see what it looks like.
Hey, Denise, good to see you out there. If you guys got any questions out there on Facebook, y'all just ask away.
Yeah, it's 1046. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We're streaming on Facebook. If you have a question, feel free to ask. If you want to give us a call before we're out of here, you can do that. It's 346-704-1806. You can actually text message that number as well. If you want to text in your question, feel free to text us at 346-704-1806. Save that number and put it in your phone as KHEA Radio. That's sometimes we do giveaways that way. Whenever we have guests in, like our friend Dr. Chapa, that's how we communicate with you. We're through Facebook. So right now I'm looking at some KHEA Gold. So you're allowed to have butter, real butter.
Yep, real butter. This is
So
real
not
butter.
the country crock? Or...
No, not country crock. That is margarine. You need to literally one chemical reaction away from plastic.
I like country crock though, but I'm not a big on butter, but that's what we would have.
But now that we're
growing up.
educating your people and my people, we don't want country crock because it's plastic. And you wouldn't let your kid like swallow plastic, right?
Exactly, no.
And so I can't let my people that trust me to eat plastic any longer.
No more.
Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, guys, 281-554-8600. We're fired up about these guys doing a detox, so I want y'all to support them any way you can. But also you can do avocado oil. I mean, you can buy that, olive oil, and all the different animal fats that we mentioned earlier. So again, that's the secret to making this, your food taste good at home.
I do This is where I struggle, and this is where I have the hardest issue. Is I go to Walmart, and because I've never been educated on how to shop for vegetables and fruits. Yes.
Let's go to the store and shop.
Yeah.
Like we could do the video thing.
We could.
I mean, that would be fun.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Because I don't know. Like I'm literally like yesterday, I felt so out of place because I'm sitting in the fruits and vegetables aisle at Walmart, and I'm literally looking around to see if anybody can help me, and I can't find anybody help me. But I'm like, hey, I need a squash, but it doesn't say what kind of squash. It just says one slice. Slice up the squash. And I'm like, well, there's
butternut squash, there's summer squash, there's zucchini squash.
What about portions?
And it
So
looked
Kurt was asking
huge.
about that. He was like, so do I eat this whole thing? Do I slice it up and I eat the whole thing?
Did you buy the big yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sounds like a spaghetti squash.
Yes.
And so spaghetti squash, I was going to say this earlier, so I'm glad y'all pulled it back in. You want to give yourself 3 different tries to cook it, because the first time you're going to overcook it and it's going to be too mushy. The second time you're going to undercook it and it's going to be too crispy. The third time you're going to get it just right and it's going to taste like it's going to be a good substitute. So then we can tell you a couple ways to do it. So you take your spaghetti squash, you need a big knife and not like some cheap knife, because it's got a hard shell. It doesn't want you in there, okay? But when you slice it top to bottom, long ways. So it's going to be like this big oblong half football.
Yeah.
And you're going to put it face down in a pan of water, and you're going to let it cook for between, I think it's 32 and 45 minutes is a good rule of thumb. And if you like it more mushy, cook it a little longer. If you like it a little bit more crispy, cook it a little less. But just water, just a little bit of water in the bottom of a pan or a cookie shape, thing. You put it in, and then when it's done, you take it out of the oven, you turn it over, and you literally take a fork and you just scrape it out, and it will automatically fall out like little spaghetti noodles. It will blow your mind that this is like this. I mean, it's awesome.
That's cool.
And then you can put butter, the Kerrygold butter, salt and pepper over the top of it, and some spices, or just salt and pepper and butter. And it is fantastic just like that. You could put a clean marinade, like a spaghetti sauce, over the top of that. It would be absolutely delightful.
I mean, so that one spaghetti squash, like, will that feed one person, or will that feed?
Oh, that could potentially feed several.
Okay.
It could be multiple meals.
Gotcha. Okay. That was my question.
Yeah. So sorry about that. The portions.
Yeah, portions, because that's the other thing. I mean, should we just eat till?
That's right. It is amazing.
Like, okay, so if I had like bell peppers and zucchini, and I just put them in a pan and just kind of had some butter or whatever in there, and just kind of cooked them up, sauteed or just on the pan, and then I ate them. Is that good? Like, how much do I know? Like, so I'm not hungry anymore? Or?
Well, so with those types of foods, you can totally eat until you're full, or you can just eat like a fist serving in 3 different sections on your plate, just like you would normally eat.
Okay.
And you'll find that it'll satisfy you, and you'll be like, hey, this is good. But you might notice that you want to eat more a few hours later, depending on your metabolism. Your metabolism is going to do some stuff to determine how well your body is feeling. It's going to test this is like a test for your blood sugar.
It's an experiment.
I just got a question that says, what does it look like to do a detox? And then how much time commitment do I need to make? Will it take me away from life? Is it worth it afterwards? So this is from Stephanie. And so thanks, Stephanie, for tuning in. And so the detox, it can be 7 days. It can be 14 days. I have a 10-day. I have a 21-day. It can be any length of time that we want to set it. So I've got different programs that I put together in my office for people's commitment level. And so from a commitment perspective, what it looks like in this case, it's a 21-day vacation from stress and stimulants. That's stress from coffee or sugar drinks or caffeinated energy drinks, or even just processed food. People don't realize it, but that sometimes somebody was telling me yesterday they were in a carb coma. Have you ever heard of that? A carb coma? Because they eat too much pasta or Asian food, and they were getting sleepy.
And meat sweats.
What's that?
You said meat sweats?
The meat sweats.
The meat sweats. Y'all had that last week when y'all came in, I think. Y'all just came from a barbecue place.
Well, the barbecue place came here, but yeah, we definitely had meat sweats.
We had a lot.
So this place smelled like a big old barbecue.
Yeah, it was great. It was the best time.
So the commitment level for this is dedication that you're going to stick to it through the end, so that you can finalize. So what we do in our office is we do a lot of toxicity questionnaires. We do a lot of evaluations and find out what you want from a detox. So the commitment is how many days are you willing to commit to the process, and what is your end goal, and that's going to drive the why behind sticking to this. And so what does it look like is being willing to find places when you go to a business meeting, find places whenever you at church events, find places that or look at a menu and figure out what can I eat off this that's vegetables based. I went to Olive Garden one time. Now, I don't eat at Olive Garden that much because I don't like their food.
It's pasta. It's a lot of pasta, yeah.
So it's not really in my repertoire. But everybody was going there, so I didn't want to be the odd man out. I wanted to go. And so I just asked the waiter, and this is how I handled it. I made myself just look, crazy on the front end, so he didn't think, what, I got this crazy lunatic at the table. I said, hey, waiter, waitress, I got this, I'm on this weird diet right now. Is there any way that you could ask the chef to just rustle me up some grub? Any vegetables you got in this place? Any oils, healthy oils that you have, olive oils and avocado oils or butter, real butter. And could you just make me a dish? And then that's all I want. And they just try to, they'll charge you a fair, price for it. What you would buy anything else. And I'm typically really satisfied, and people are amazed that I can get, restaurants to do that. Restaurants want to take care of you. So if there's something off menu, they're trained professionals back behind that door. They know how to make stuff other than what's on that menu. And so it does not take you away from life. It should invigorate you to participate in life more. Like throughout this process, the first couple days are the little tough, like what y'all are experiencing this morning. A little brain fog, a little bit of the cold all over, but it doesn't take you out of life. We were talking about it on the break. Jesus went in the wilderness and he had to disconnect from society so that he could be one with God and learn from Heavenly Father. But he was still, the devil found him out there in the wilderness, did he not? And he still tempted him and still made it hard. And so there's going to be challenge in whatever we put our hands to. But this detox, especially if you do it with your friends or you do it in a group or you come here and do it with KHEA radio, man, this is how we should do it. It's called community detox, and every year at our office, we do 1 to 2 detoxes live for a group of people. And we teach them every week and we take them through so they can ask questions, and it kind of creates that community that they want to be a part of.
Does your staff do it with you?
Yeah, a lot of times. And so right now, I think the most that anybody's done it so far staff-wise is about 6 or 7. And but yeah, we always encourage our staff to enroll in the game, because what better way to encourage somebody else than to have your own story?
She called me yesterday. Someone from your office called me yesterday and said, "Oh no, it's great. You're gonna love it." Because I was telling her, I'm like, I'm a little worried, and she was like, "No, it'll be good. It'll be great." And I was like, "Okay."
So there's something else I want to mention before we end the show today. So Pastor Josh, he's participating with us in this detox for 21 days, and he's big on competition, and so that's something we've done before in the past. We did like a strictly weight loss competition. Josh won, and he's big. He likes the
He's the game. That's what his motivation.
So we were wondering what kind of things, like the numbers that we got taken before, is there something where we can put in like a health competition, like combined with weight and measurement? And I don't know, is there something you could help us come up with to where we can decide whether it's not strictly just like, hey, someone lost weight? Yeah,
or hey, somebody just feels better. So
right.
Yeah, well, that was one of the questions that somebody else just posed. Do you think you'll lose weight? Women lose between 7 and 10 pounds pretty consistently, like as an average. Some more, some less, but we've seen it. Men lose anywhere from 12 to 16 pounds average, but we've had way more than that as well. But absolutely. So in our office, what we do is we do stats. We look at body fat percentage. We look at intracellular water percentages. We look at the electrical activity of the cells. We want to see how healthy are those cells. So we can actually create like a little grading system and figure out, all right, who we think is healthier based on y'all's statistics.
So that's something you could help us out with. Like you could announce and see like, okay, in my expert opinion, whoever had, the best results is won first place, second place, third place.
I think we could pull that off.
See, now it's a third party and we're not even crunching the numbers. This is way better.
This is completely better. This is, and then Josh can't bamboozle it.
Yeah.
Because he did. I think he did it
I
last
thought he
time.
was going to come on the show this morning. He bailed out.
He's actually, I think he's out there starting on the striping, the parking lot. If y'all want to come
doing
help,
the paint chips.
That's right. He's already sucking in some air.
Paint chips for breakfast.
Paint chips.
No, because Josh, he lost, I think it was like 50 pounds. So before,
wow.
I think when he weighed in, he had, maybe something slow digesting the night before.
Yeah.
I had some stuff, the drink, I think like a gallon of water or something before he weighed in. So he's a tall guy.
Yeah,
he's like 6'2". and then has a good size frame.
238 or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
something
what?
bigger, and we're like, that dude's not. It was not 240 pounds, but it is. He weighed in officially, and then whenever he weighed out, I think he was like at 190, 190 or something like that. But it was a huge drop.
50 pounds in a
Do you
month.
know that for every 10 pounds of weight that you lose, it's an extra miles of work your heart does not have to do.
That's really cool.
So his heart is not having to pump an extra 5 miles every day just for carrying around unnecessary baggage.
Can you do that throughout your day, like throughout your life though? If I like gain like 50 pounds and then lose 50 pounds, if I gain 50,
Yeah, I mean
it's better.
No.
Oh,
It stresses out your body.
Fluctuating.
That fluctuating. They call that yo-yo dieting, right? And so we don't want people on a detox to be on a yo-yo diet. We want people on a detox to feel the effects of how to not just even to lose weight, but how do they perform in the gym? How are they sleeping at night? And that's one of the things I got to get you guys, and I'll send that over to y'all this afternoon, is a toxicity questionnaire, and I'll have you fill out another little questionnaire as well that'll help us, assess.
Awesome.
sweet.
This has been a lot of fun.
We covered a lot.
Yeah.
You'll have to go back through
More than
and
I
watch it.
realized. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you missed it, gotta go back.
So we'll have to get you back in here as much as you're available. And it's always a pleasure and a lot of fun. So we're starting this 21-day detox. It's 11 o'clock. This is 99.5 FM, KHEAradio.com. Kurt, you got any final closing thoughts? How are you feeling?
I'm ready. I'm going. We're going to make this happen.
I feel good.
Y'all inspired?
I am.
Yeah. We got to finish it.
So what are your goals?
My goals,
Yeah.
175,
Weight-wise? Do you have any health goals?
175.
So Kurt is definitely interested in the weight loss. That's
Yeah.
what he's won.
Weight loss is cool. I'm gonna do it.
21 days. I want to have a wife and weigh 175 and be an excellent cook.
So
Deals.
Possible.
Kurt's over here at Abundant Life Church, and he's fishing on the airways for a bride.
It's
It's every day.
Bachelorettes.
Every day.
No. Oh, so it's not. This isn't a new thing.
This is not new.
I thought he was being inspired and like feeling this moment. I really want to settle down.
I do. Settle down, have a kid in 21 days.
Yeah, I
And a
don't know
wife.
if that's-
No, that's not how it works.
I don't know if that's gonna work.
Oh, man.
Man,
I think you're gonna scare people away.
Oh,
that happens
okay.
too.
So maybe meet the future wife in 21 days, but not get
Hey.
married in 21 days.
Yeah.
That might freak them out.
How about you focus on yourself? Because 21 days, if somebody meets you, like when you're in the middle of it, I don't know if they're going to be so drawn to you if you're going through some like, oh my gosh, I want cheese. I want macaroni,
Yeah.
So just focus on you. Get going. Look good. Feel good. Healthy. You're ready to go.
Contact me in 21 days.
There you go. That's better, I suppose, if we have to do it.
Always
Like
first
that.
work on yourself.
There you go.
Sharpen your own axe.
I love it. It's 11:01. Be sure to tune back in tomorrow, 9 a.m. to listen to Kickstart. We're going to have our good friend A.D. Jewell in from SDVA Business Solutions. We're going to be talking about an event that's taking place this Saturday at Abundant Life Christian Center. It's the Santa Fe Tribe Moms. It's a back-to-school thing. We just want everybody from the community, not just moms. We want everybody, the whole family, to come out to Abundant Life Christian Center. That's in Lamarck, where our KHEA radio studios are located. It's going to be in the morning, I think like at 9 a.m. 9 to 2. It's going to be an event. There's going to be lunch. You can register. There's more information on Facebook, or you can call 409-935-1606. Stay tuned. KHEA Radio. Coming up next is Cullis.
Sweet. Bye, guys. Have
That's
a
fun.
wonderful day.
Taco.